are underway, and it looks like the lightweight Lucas King who's going to take the running as they go into Old Hall Corner. And I know a few years ago we used to say lightweight Luca Wilkinson. It's now lightweight Lucas King because there's not a whole lot to him, and he leads the way. But Max Hardy challenging Danny Huskinson as he moves up to second place down the avenue.
Yeah, he certainly is, and he's got it, but I think that, I can't quite make it, I think it might be Lucas King who leads the way. It's a bit hard to tell, yeah.
That's how they left me as the
Yeah, no, I think it's Lucas leading. You called Lucas King a lightweight. You do mean that literally, not metaphorically, don't you, Barrett Bradley?
Yes. No, the MZs go down the avenue. Yes,
he's far too young to drink anyway. So
absolutely, yes, he's diminutive. There you go.
No, there's not a whole lot to him. Not a whole lot to last year's champion Hudson Cooper either, of course. So
no, he was here on Friday. Hudson Cooper was, but I think he's over in Donington taking part in the
doing ACU stuff, isn't he?
Yeah, PSB tests. He'll be in the British Moto 4 Championship this year.
Lovely little bike there was down here yesterday. Yeah, on Thursday. Sorry, guys, it gets confusing this, doesn't it? Here they come then down towards me for the first time, and I think I recognise that tall figure who's decided to find his way to the front. That is indeed Mr. Hardy, who leads the way. And bear in mind, the Mac is just here basically playing, keeping himself race fit. He has come across past me ahead of Lucas King. Danny Hutchinson is there in, I think, 4th place. I'm not sure who that is in 3rd. It might be Alfie Garrett, but I'm not going to confirm that because they've just gone past the blur. Go on, mate.
Bright pink wheels would be Alfie Garrett.
There's definitely a bit of pink going on there, but Danny Huskinson tends to glare things out a little bit, doesn't he? Here come the MZs then. I can see Alexander Mann in 2nd place, which I imagine means Mr. Wales is indeed leading. Yep, he's done that right on cue as the MZs go blasting past. Not quite sure who that is in 3rd. It might be Caleb Wright or John Ashby. Didn't quite catch the number, unfortunately, because that one doesn't have massive number boards on the side. There we go, and by the time it's cranked over, it's gone. But the leaders, are they with you already, mate?
Pass me into Old Hall Corner now, and it is Max Hardy who leads by 0.099, so we'll call that a tenth of a second. Yeah. At the end of lap number 1, Lucas King is the man chasing him. Alfie Garrett, Danny Huskinson, Dan Bray, and it's Annabelle McCarthy who is 3rd of the juniors at the end of lap number 1. She's a tenth of a second up the road from Chloe Gleason, so it could well be a battle of the girls for the podium.
Could well be, yep. One of the girls will be taking home, one of them's up for 2 medals, one of them's up for 4 medals, because the girls finished 2nd and 3rd in the earlier race, so very impressive stuff from the young ladies there. And Chloe yesterday, as we mentioned earlier, was awarded the Vesra Pads prize, but the chairman's award yesterday, so well done to her. They're very expensive pads. They're very, very good pads, the Japanese made things, but definitely one of the very worthy spot prizes. And she was a very, very happy Chloe, and I imagine her sponsors, i.e. her parents, were probably very happy about getting a super set of pads for free as Hardy leads them down into Hizzies once again. I tell you, I'm impressed really with Danny Huskinson, mate. He really has picked up his pace actually compared with what he was doing last year. It is still King there in 3rd. I can see on the back that's going to be Bray, who is doing a very good job. So it almost seems strange to say that the seniors are beating most of the juniors, which is quite an unusual thing really. Dan Bray there, the Southampton-based rider, holding on to a steady 4th place overall, but that is 3rd in class for him. And the ladies there, McCarthy and Gleason, come past me as well, still in that order as we speak. And already the MZs are into the slower ninjas as well there, mate. And it's Wright and Wales duffing up one of the slower ninjas there.
A little bit of a change here in the order for the ninjas as well, because there's a little bit of arguing over position. It's Lucas King, Max Hardy, Danny Huskinson, Dan Bray and Alfie Garrett. But Chloe Gleason and Annabelle McCarthy are not too far away.
And they've also swapped places too, haven't they?
They have, yes. So Lucas King found a way through on Hardy. Sorry, I'm not sure if you said that already, Keith. Keaton Leatherland just came up to say hello.
Oh, did he?
Yes, so thank you to Keaton and his mum for suggesting that Keaton comes up here and tells us the relation. He's Lyndon's brother.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed. We genuinely appreciate that. And I think we have to say he's Lyndon Leatherland's rapid brother as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And congratulations on the lap record there as well, Lyndon Keaton. That was very impressive indeed. I've done it as well now, so
there you go. That's 1-all. MZs are past me now, and it's Alexander Mann who leads by 0.5 second. They're 2.9 seconds up the road from Caleb Wright. Looks like the number 53 machine of Eggington, said James Eggington, I believe there. Lucas Eggington, my apologies, who is 11th of the juniors at the moment. John Ashmead, 4th of the MZs, ahead of Chris Kent by 0.2 of a second. Good to see Chris Kent back out on the circuit. Of course, he didn't make the start of the race earlier on today, so he is there running in top 5, ahead of Gordon Ryan and the 89 machine of James McCormack.
Okay, Hardy's coming past me, once again being hassled by King. Bray's passed on Huskinson as well. Garrett gets his way through Knickerbrook more successfully than he did last time I saw him through there. So that's all good. Rest of the field making their way through. Lots of elbow dragging going on from the youngsters there as well. And there go the young ladies. I don't think there's any change in them, but yeah, you're definitely right. They're picking up the pace a little bit.
40-second number 1 for Dan Bray on this lap, Keith. 0.3 of a second quicker than Danny Huskinson, the man in front, as a line of 5 bikes all peel into Lodge Corner at the same time. Looks as though it could well be Hardy. Is that difficult to tell from this distance, but we'll see when they come out from under the bridge, and it is Max Hardy who leads at the end of lap number 3. Lucas King, Dan Bray, Danny Huskinson and Alfie Garrett. That's the order as they come past me, and I'm probably going to put a fiver on the fact that that won't be the order as they come past you, because there goes Annabelle McCarthy up the inside of Chloe Gleason, so that's a change for 3rd of the juniors.
Well, they're coming down the hill towards me. I can't tell who it's going to be at the moment because they haven't cranked the corner. Oh, blimey, it's side-by-side action all the way around. Alfie Garrett trying to go around 2 bikes on the outside there at Cascades. It's a definite freight train of bikes down there. They have got to be separated by quite literally 0.2 of a second, I reckon, that lot going down the back straight there. There's actually nothing between them. Look who's the fastest man on that lap as well. The man in 3rd place, Dan Bray, all of a sudden has managed to pull the fastest lap out of the bag there. And also interesting to see that Alfie Garrett's found his way into the 2 minutes. These guys just getting quicker and quicker. The young ladies had time there in the 201s, 202s as well, so losing a little bit of time there. So they've probably lost any chance of catching this particular bunch, but these guys are setting absolutely flying pace. Alex Mann has come across the line as well, and he continues to lead Andy Wales, but just by 0.1 of a second or so, which is pretty much a lifetime in MZ racing. Caleb Wright has an advantage over Chris Kent as well. Here they come past me. That is still Hardy. Bray there in 3rd. I think it must be King there still in 2nd as they make their way up the top there. Don't think there's any change in the McCarthy-Gleason battle either. A little bit further back, we've got, that says Baker and Barrel having a battle with Cowie as well, a little bit further back. So
looking out for the leaders in the MZ,
okay,
sorry, the
exactly
Ninjas.
Right. Oh, you look at the Ninjas, I look at the MZs. Does that sound like a fair swap?
Sounds good to me. Ninjas are coming towards me now, underneath the bridge, out of Deers Leap, and across the start-finish line. So this is the end of lap number 4. We're over half race distance now, 3 laps to go, and Danny Huskinson goes up the inside of Dan Bray. There is a Danny-sized gap in the middle, and he found it. So Danny Huskinson up to 3rd place, ahead of Dan Bray, and Alfie Garrett watching this all unfold in front of him, chasing hard in 5th place. Behind them then it is Chloe Gleason in front of Annabelle McCarthy, as he said there. So Chloe now ahead of Annabelle, as Harley Baker, Harry Barrell, George Cowie round out the top 10. Leo Solu, Mike Brunsden is your top 12. There goes the number 171 of Danny Lees. He's now in front of the 76 bike of Jamie King.
Okay, Huskinson passed on Bray there at Cascades with a very sharp move as well. So again, those 5 seem to really bunch up as they go down the lakeside straight towards Ireland. I don't think we'll see much of a change when they get here. I think it'll still be Hardy leading. Nobody can fight. I think Max is very, very strong on the brakes. Keep seeing people pulling out to pass Max and going, nah, I don't think I'll bother with that. It was Alex Mann who led the MZs with Andy Wales there in 2nd as they came past me. Caleb Bright was still in 3rd there as well with a good gap over Chris Kent. Here comes the battle. Oh, and Hardy's actually got quite a bit of a break here actually, mate, in relative terms. He's probably got 8 bike lengths there, flicking it very nicely. Danny Huskinson. There goes Lucas King, and that is Alfie Garrett behind him because Bray has lost out badly in the shuffle this time round. He's to the back of the field. You said it would probably change by the time it got to me. It certainly has. The only thing that hasn't really changed, of course, is our leader, Max Hardy, doing the business out in front once again.
0.6 of a second was the gap between the top 5 when they came past me. Chloe Gleason and Annabelle McCarthy for 3rd and 4th of the juniors. That is for 6th and 7th overall. There was 3/4 of a second between Chloe ahead of Annabelle. I'll keep an eye on that one, but because it looks as though Annabelle's closed the gap by 1/10 and a half so that'll bring it around about 0.6 of a second or so. So at the end of lap number 5, we are now starting the penultimate lap. Max Hardy, that's the biggest advantage we've seen probably all weekend for the leader in the Ninjas. Lucas King, I tell you what, he's got some style around Old Hall Corner as Lucas King. Elbow just hovering above the ground. Danny Huskinson, Dan Bray and Alfie Garrett up next. And then that will be Chloe Gleason, Annabelle McCarthy, and just behind them, not too far adrift, is Harley Baker. He put in his personal best lap of the race of a 2-minute 1.847, and that means he's 0.3 of a second behind Annabelle McCarthy there, Keith. So they're going through the left-hander at Cascades now onto that Lakeside straight, but it is Max Hardy with an advantage for the first time, I'm sure, all weekend of huge. Over a second.
No, it's mental. You can't believe he's actually managed to pull out that far. That means he's hopefully broken the toe for the guys behind, so maybe he can hold on to that gap and go to what is going to be a relatively easy victory. No change in the MZs when they just came past me. Again, a similar sort of gaps there with definitely the same order as well. Looks like Alexander Mann is on his way to yet another win. Andy Wales, of course, picked up a few more points yesterday. Might be another back marker or two to play with because we've still got 2 laps to go and a slow bike has just come past me. Well, Max doesn't enjoy a gap of a second now. It's down to about 4 or 5 bike lengths. Danny Huskinson is chasing hard after Lucas King, who is behind him. Dan Bray's there. Alfie Garrett must have had a moment because the 27 machine has dropped right off the pace. Then it's the 2 young ladies there. And I don't think there's any change. No, it's Gleason from McCarthy once again, both trying to gain an advantage over each other. And yeah, nobody's really swapping. They've all negotiated their way past one of the back markers, one of the slower MZs. Looks like the midfielders are going to come up and do something similar very shortly. I notice we've got a fastest first sector time there for Lucas King this time round, mate, so he's not giving up on an overall win at all. I think that gap that Hardy's got...
Tell you what, Keith, the last lap flag's going out now, and it's Lucas King who led the way, and Max Hardy up the inside now, but Lucas King, not an opportunity there to retaliate in Old Hall Corner. But it is going to be Lucas King against Max Hardy. Dan Bray is not too far away. Danny Huskinson is there in 4th place. As he said, not sure what's happened to Alfie Garrett because he was right in the mix in those 5 riders. But looks like he lost about 3 seconds in sector number 1 and about 1.2 seconds in sector number 2. But it's Dan Bray who is the quickest man on the circuit of a 1:59.234. But look at the time set by Lucas King, 1 second quicker than your race leader, Max Hardy.
That's pretty impressive stuff, actually. That really is. But actually, the other quickest man on the track there was Dan Bray.
Yep, 59.234 for him.
There's a faster time out there because nobody did a perfect pair of purples. There is a back marker that's coming into play around about Island Bend, so that could be interesting. That could maybe upset the apple cart for somebody there.
Final podium position for the juniors as well, Keith. Less than 0.2 of a second between Chloe Gleason and Annabelle McCarthy.
Well, we'll wait and see if Chloe can be going home with a full dashboard there. And wait and see as the leaders come back towards me once again. Max Hardy continues to lead. It is a 2 bike length gap though before Lucas King comes through. Dan Bray pushing on hard. He's got Danny Huskinson for very close company. They'll know they're on the last lap. They've seen the hurry up play. Long look behind him for Lucas King. Uses his lightweight to try and power out of the corner and pulls alongside Max Hardy, but Max has the momentum, goes up the hill. They're going to go up to Druids. I wonder if Lucas is going to go for a charge. I'm going to let you keep an eye on them. I don't think there's any change to the ladies there. Watch out Lodge though, mate. Let me know what happens up there.
I think Lucas there, he went wider on the approach in towards Druids, and that'll give him a bit more momentum to slingshot him down the straight. I'll keep my eyes up towards Lodge Corner. And it looks like Max Hardy just about holding on to the advantage here, but can Lucas do anything? Danny Huskinson's gone wide, so Danny Huskinson, who was 3rd across the line last time around, he went a little bit wide, but it's going to be a checkered flag for Max Hardy as he takes victory ahead of Lucas King. Then it's Dan Bray, Danny Huskinson in 3rd and 4th position, but 0.104 was the gap across the line. Fair play to Lucas King because he was over a second away.
Yeah, he dragged that back very nicely, didn't he?
He was as Alfie Garrett claimed 2nd of the juniors and 5th place overall. Chloe Gleason takes 3rd of the juniors, but she was only 0.03 away from a silver medal.
Ooh, impressive stuff, yeah, because Alfie was having some problems towards the end there. We didn't notice that one, to be fair. So, yeah, Chloe was closing him very rapidly indeed. She, it was a 2:06 from Alfie on that last lap, so he lost 4 seconds, which is nearly good news for Chloe. She nearly had a pair of a pair of silvers and a pair of bronzes for the dashboard, but hey, you'll settle for 3 bronzes and a silver any day, won't you?
Certainly will.
Definitely a good weekend of work. Right, waiting for the MZs to join us, which they'll be doing very shortly indeed, and it's hard to see Alexander Mann doing anything other than recovering from that earlier seizure, I assume it was. That's for the bike, not for Alexander, I stress to add. So Alexander Mann does indeed come over the line, and we wait a few seconds, and it will be Andy Wales coming over the line in second of class. And I think Kayla Bright is going to pick up another bronze medal as well. Chris Kent will finish in fourth, so he gets nothing more than 13 points for his trouble, but when you're trying to put together a whole championship, those 13 points could be extremely valuable. Okay, that concludes the ACU Team Green Juniors, the Kawasaki Seniors, and the British MZ Racing Club class as well. Thanks to you all for coming. We look forward to seeing all of those girls and boys out at Donington as well. As we move on to the Big Bangers once again, it'll be interesting to see how many of these girls and boys will stay for the weekend, won't it, Bradley?
Certainly will, because it's time for the Helmet City Supersport 600s and Club.
Oh yeah, we only got the one power bike race today, haven't we? So I've turned over the wrong piece. Well, not turned over the wrong piece of paper. I've shuffled them in the wrong order. Sorry, mate. I thought it was power bikes. No, the power bikes have one race today, don't they? And it's the 600s who have the 2 races today.